Ransomware. This is the top of mind for CISOs, where the ransomware gangs keep their victims hostage until they get paid. This is a new breed of attacks which skyrocketed, especially around the COVID era, where hackers had to find ways to monetize their efforts. And they have these web pages called dedicated leak sites, DLS, to publish their content, which is one way of exfiltrating money, because they are not only encrypting the files, but they're also doing a second, third, or fourth extortion tactic by making these files available to other companies so that they can put more pressure on the victims. Unless they pay, their files will be shared with the world, with their competition, or their board members will be made available, their stock price will be impacted, their customers will now know about these hacks, and so on and so forth. So they will not stop attacking you until they get paid. One of the most famous ransomware gangs is CLOP Ransomware. By the same token, let's visit these pages on the dark web right now. So opening our browser to go to such pages, again, I go to my second desktop here to go to my GitHub page. Again, github.com/intelligentcyber is how you get there. Just search for the term ransomware. Speaking of that, we have a ransomware negotiator ChatGPT-like solution done by the SOCRadar CISO, Ensar Sheker. It's a realistic ransomware negotiation engine that allows you to chat with AI who is trained on real-world ransomware negotiations. So I'm going to open this in my regular browser to save some time here. You will see that you could actually hone your skills to become a master at ransomware negotiations. So once you're on this page, it's going to tell you, hey, I'm a realistic ransomware negotiation simulator for training purposes. It's actually trained on 256 real-world ransomware negotiations, and you can start by chatting with a threat actor in a simulated environment. What they're telling you is your network is encrypted. We have exfiltrated more than 210 gigabytes, and we want 1.2 million, and you have 3 days to pay. Can you lower the ransom, please? For example, that's the first question you ask, and you're not in a position to negotiate. You've got millions in your annual revenue, because they do the research before they attack you, right? Because you tried to get some negotiation, they are telling you, well, I'm going to publish your client PII data, and instead of wasting my time, why don't you just start paying, right? You now have 48 hours. Don't test our patience. I'm not going to do this right now, but you can know that it's there, and you can test your own skills by going to that page and logging into the environment with your free ChatGPT account. The main reason we were on this page is I wanted to show you some ransomware operators in the real world dark web. One of them, which is quite famous, is actually CLOP Ransomware. Let's go there. CLOP leaks. By copying the URL, I can now paste it into my dark web browser, and the infamous CLOP leaks page is loading. Now we are at the home page. As you can see, they not only do malicious activities, but they also provide penetration testing services after the fact. But the reason this page exists is all these archives, Archive 1, Archive 2, Archive 3, all these archives are hosting so many different companies' data in them, and they are available for free because they've tried to monetize their efforts by asking the victims to pay. When the victims do not pay, their data gets published on these pages. And one company from France, it seems, their files were published via the Tor network. And I'm going to scroll down so that you can see how many companies were impacted, and their files were published for free. Large companies are also here. Their Mexican operations, their logistic companies, and many other victims are unfortunately listed on this page from A to Z. And anyone on this list unfortunately have their files listed and made available to the world, whoever wants to download them. You can select a link and find their Tor links and download them. This is the number of companies that were notified but ignored and did not contact them, and that's why their files are being published. They are not having time to talk to media or researchers. They only want to talk to the companies. The companies can contact them using their email, and once they do, they can then learn what else they should do to get their data back or get their reputation back. If you selected a company on this page, you could then see all the data available about that company on this dark web page. They are talking about how big that company is, what industry they are in, the fact that they don't care about their customers because they ignored their security. And this is that download link where you can click on this file to start downloading that file. And I'm not going to do that right now, but this is how their files are being made available for free to anyone who can browse the dark web. Okay, moving on with our presentation here. So we just discussed the threat of ransomware and how the threat actors share their data. This is a victim page yet again, in this case, quite a large one with 80,000+ employees and 300 billion annual revenue, and their files are available for free. Sometimes they also publish some sample data, in this case, an unfortunate victim, probably an employee, being shared from the laptop, I believe, of an HR person, where the passport photo is being shared. And I had to blur the image to protect the innocent, which makes you understand that these ransomware gangs are not amateurs and they act like a professional company. They have a boss at the top, they have an HR person, they have a blog related person, training related person, they have a support team, and they have developers, and they have UI designers on payroll. They have financial analysts, if you can believe it, who would then be tasked with determining how much ransom that company, that victim, would be able to pay if they have insurance or not. For example, the Conti ransomware had internal HR policies and performance reviews and salaries, much like a legitimate company. So sometimes you get interesting advice from them as well. In this case, we are seeing that they were saying to a victim, hey, not only we were able to hack you, but this is what you should do in order to avoid being attacked in a second wave of ransomware or some other attacks.